welcome to day 3 of Summerween. Welcome to a new video. This video will consist of day 3 and day 4 of Summerween, where we read a horror book every day, watch a horror movie every day, listen to at least 70 minutes of a horror audiobook every day, and hit 10,000 steps every day. I've made all these goals as the last video went along. Okay, if you have not seen the first video in this series, Summerween day 1 and 2, that link will be in the description box below so you can catch up. I'll also have my Summerween TBR and spooky watch list video up that came out before Summerween started. If you are new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, Summerween is a great week-long readathon created by Gabby Reads, where you read horror books for a week, you do Halloween activities, you basically try to bring Halloween to the summer season. And since I'm me and we talk about books and movies on this channel, we are not only reading Halloween spooky books, we are also going to be watching a lot of spooky movies. So without further ado, let's pick the next book to read for today. Okay, I have Annihilation left. I have Graveyard Shift left. I am saving this one for a day when I know I will be very busy because it's super short. I have Diavola left, and I have Nowhere from Allison Gunn. I don't know what I want to read. So like I said, I am saving this one for a rainy day when I will be very busy, such as maybe tomorrow. I can see tomorrow being a very busy day for me. This one is short as well. I might save this one for another day further in the week because today I do have time. This book terrifies me. It is absolutely so scary, such a scary cover. One of the prompts for Summerween that Gabby Reads had prompted us to do is to read a book at night or in the dark. And technically I have been finishing all my books before it gets dark. The past 2 days I have finished my book before 5-6 p.m. and I picked this book as the book to read at night, but I don't want to stay up late reading today. Like, I have a lot of things to do tomorrow and I'm not entirely sure how that prompt will go for me, to be completely honest. And I'm saying this because I picked this book as the prompt to read at night because the cover is so terrifying, but I am leaning a little bit more towards reading it today. I don't quite know if I feel like reading Nowhere. It is a little big. It feels a little daunting to me. Let's see. Oh, it's not even 300 pages, so it's shorter than the 2 books I read the last 2 days. Okay, and then this book is shorter than those as well. Okay, so I have gotten the 2 bigger books out of the way. Those books, of course, were The Couple Next Door and We Used to Live Here. Again, if you want to know my thoughts, see what these books are about, that link is in the description below. All right, these are the 2 shortest books. This one's 100 pages, this one's 200 pages, and then these 2 are just under 300 pages. So I'm going to pick one of these for today. And I think I might ask my cat to pick it. Let's see if Pancake wants to play. Hey, Pancake. Can I disturb you? Can I bother you for a minute? Oh, big stretch, big yawn. I got 2 books I want you to look at, okay? Should I read this book, Diavola, or should I read this book, Nowhere? Probably shouldn't have asked her while she was sleeping. I think I'm gonna pick Nowhere because I don't have any plans today. I don't have work today. My only plan is to do this, is to make this video. So I am going to pick this book because it is bigger than this one and I don't want to put too much on myself on the days that I have a lot going on. So I'm going to read Nowhere from Allison Gunn. I know this to be an Appalachian folklore story. I'm excited. I think, let me see. Yes, okay, so Rachel Kennan is a police chief in a small Virginia town. She is trying to avoid focusing on the grief of her son who has passed away in an accident. Her husband is, I guess, the cause of that accident. He's kind of like a washed up writer alcoholic, and he's trying to deal with his obvious guilt and grief of the accident that happened to their son. It says, at the same time, a disturbing crime rocks their tight-knit religious community, sending Rachel chasing leads in a place that does not take kindly to outsiders. A haunting family saga and a disquieting horror debut, Nowhere draws from Appalachian folklore to caution us that true terror is what we bury in our own hearts. So using grief as a device in horror, I get it. I really, really, truly get it. I think that it's a little, maybe a tiny bit overdone so far. Maybe it's just those are the horror media pieces that I'm seeking out when it comes to movies and books. I just feel like grief as a horror plotline, as a horror device, has been used just a lot lately. that's just me, that's just how I'm feeling about it. So I won't lie, that is the only reason I'm a little hesitant in reading this book. But the fact that it's set in Appalachia, the fact that our main character is a female police chief, I'm excited to get into that and see what this crazy crime is that has happened. I'm sure she's going to have to interview a lot of mountain folk, and I'm excited to read about that. Listen, I'm from the Appalachian Mountains, my family are mountain folk. Listen, this is for me. I feel like this book was written for me, and I'm so glad that I picked it up, and I'm excited to get started in reading it. Oh my god. Wait, I literally forgot that the main characters in this story, their names are Rachel and Finn. Okay, the wife and the husband, their names are Rachel and Finn. Just let that sit in for a minute. Let that sit in. Think about it for a minute. Collect yourself and come back to me, okay? Okay, I got like 3 pages into the book and then decided that I wanted to go to Michael's. I want to see if they have any Halloween decor out. I feel like I saw that they did, so I'm gonna go see for myself. Okay, this angle is trash, I get it. I don't have a phone stand in here that I can use, so I've just propped it up right here. I just want to show you what I found at Michael's because the Halloween section is popping. Okay, I knew it would be. I was like, as soon as 4th of July is over, I know they're gonna have the Halloween stuff out, and they did. So first, I'm gonna get these out of the way first because they're a little boring. I got 2 candles. I needed some fall candles. I got a pumpkin pie candle and a crisp juniper candle. These are 2 different like sides of the scent spectrum. The AC is making me tear up, so if you see me crying, I'm not actually crying, it's just the AC is making me tear up. These glasses break really easily, so I am a little nervous. I saw like 3 or 4 broken ones on the display and was a little concerned. I only ever buy candles when Bath & Body Works has their like 50% off candle sale or whatever, and they have that during Christmas. So I have a lot of candle Christmas scents, not a lot of candle autumn scents. So I have 2 now on deck, and I'm going to light them while I read these spooky books. Okay, but the Halloween stuff that I got, so cute. Okay, they had so much pink stuff there, like so many pink Halloween associated items. I don't know. I got this little bat on this little pumpkin. Look how freaking cute his little face is. Like, how could I not take him home with that little honker? He's so cute. This is just so cute to put on my bookshelves. And then I had to get a little cat. Of course, if I get a bat, I have to get a cat. And I got this girl. She is adorable. She has a little pink bow on. So nothing too gruesome, nothing too scary, just cute little pieces to go on my bookshelves. And now I'm gonna head back home and get back to reading. All right, let's see if social anxiety is going to get the best of me today in this public parking lot. Okay, full transparency time. It is 6 p.m. It's 5:58 p.m. right now. I am on chapter 4, a whole 4 chapters, technically a whole 3 chapters into this book, okay? I'm on page 27. This is, of course, Nowhere from Allison Gunn. I did, however, watch Parents from 1989.
Shut up and go in bed. I've been watching you, Michael.
directed by this guy. I've seen a bunch of his movies. I have listened to maybe 20 minutes of the audiobook and I've only walked 2,600 steps today, despite going into Michael's. However, that was a really quick trip in my defense. Today just started so much later than 1 and 2 did, honestly, and that's okay. I knew that stuff like this would happen, but I'm still determined. Okay, I have 6 hours to get everything done. I'm not entirely confident that I will finish the book, but I absolutely want to hit my steps. And I think that it would be beneficial to be caught up on the audiobook, because on day 7 or 8, whenever that last day is, I could literally be running out of time and have to rush through the ending. I might not want to do that. Okay, no, so I wanted to talk about Parents from 1989. Okay, this movie was so much better than I expected, honestly. We have our main character, Michael. He has to be 40 pounds soaking wet. Okay, he is a tiny, tiny boy. Him and his parents have just moved into this new town, and his parents start acting really weird suddenly. I believe that in the beginning, it's mentioned that they found some old meat in a freezer, and the meat was still good, so the mom cooked it, and ever since they've had that meat, things have been weird. Like, I feel like that was the story that was fed to us in the beginning. It seemed kind of crazy, and we never went back to that. His parents are acting strange. He starts becoming afraid of his father. The way that this movie is blocked, the cinematography, like, honestly, a visually stunning movie. A lot of the scenes are set up to look really spooky, and I really like that. Like, it just brought this scary, dreadful atmosphere to, like, what it would look like with your parents' face, like, half hidden in the shadows. His social worker is played by Sandy Dennings, who I don't feel like I've seen since Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Loved that movie to death. Loved her performance to death. As soon as I saw her, I was like, who is this girl? I know her from something. She's just got such an iconic face and iconic facial features. But anyway, he confides in his social worker. They kind of like uncover the mystery of what his parents are actually doing, and it's literally just like this 7-year-old kid like going about the town, working underground, being in the basement of like a hospital, looking at cadavers. He is just trying to expose his parents for what they have become since moving to this new town. I also realized that I have not talked a lot about Everyone Here Is Lying. I just want to say that I like it a lot so far. I haven't checked how far I am into it, maybe like 16 chapters, something like that. I feel like I could give a pretty good synopsis so far. So we have Michael, and he is having an affair with a woman whose name I can't remember right now. She breaks off the affair. They are like at their favorite motel room or whatever, and she's like, this can't happen again. And he goes home early. He's upset. He's been down on his luck. He's been having a hard time, and this is just kind of the final nail in the coffin. His daughter Avery, who's 9, is a troublemaker. Okay, she has behavioral issues, and she makes life harder for the parents and for teachers. She had gotten sent home early because she was misbehaving at choir practice. She smarts off to her dad. Her dad loses it, and he pushes her. She falls like to the floor. This is not the first time he's ever been violent with her. He slapped her and hit her before. Later on, their son William, I believe is his name, is supposed to pick up Avery from choir practice, but she's not there. And so he goes home, and she's not home either. And the dad is still home, but Avery's not home. So it's like, where is Avery? What's going on? They call the mom, and they call the police. So now there's a search for Avery going out. The woman that I can't remember his name, Michael, was having an affair with, like, her husband. We just found out that he knows about the affair. There's like more being revealed, and here's the thing. I feel like the story is unraveling the same way that The Couple Next Door did, but because the narration is so good, I'm having such a good time listening to this book, honestly. If I were to be reading it, I fear I would be feeling the same way that I did with The Couple Next Door, where it's just blank page, da 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 da. But when it's read to you in like a narrative style, it feels a lot more real and like tangible and like colorful with the voice and everything, because there's no like actual voice in the writing. I am definitely enjoying it. Like, I'm having fun every time I go on the walk. It's like a true crime story that's like unraveling for me. But I'm going to read Nowhere. It's now 6:08. I've been yapping for a long time, and people have been pulling up to me. I've had to stop filming because social anxiety wins sometimes. I'm going to read Nowhere from Allison Gunn and keep on with that. I don't know how long I'll be here, hopefully for an hour. That's what I'm hoping. At least an hour, because I need to do some dedicated reading really bad. Taylor Swift mentioned. Okay, it's 10 p.m. I have about 7,500 steps. I'm going to hit them before midnight. I'm still listening to Everyone Here Is Lying. I have an update for you guys for Nowhere. It's getting so freaking good, but I will catch you up with the next update. Super sweaty. I was on the treadmill before this. I've totally been running some of these laps because my phone is on 1%, but I just hit 9,000. Let's go. One more 1,000 to go. Okay, I need 500 steps to go. My phone died shortly after I reached 9,000, so I'm gonna try to get those last 500 right here in the backyard. Just a little status update for Everyone Here Is Lying. I am now 42% of the way through it, so I know I'm making good progress to be able to finish this book by the end of the week, by the end of Summerween. Okay, don't judge my sweaty post-cardio walking, jogging hair, please. Okay, so I'm just here to debrief for the end of the night. We have about 30 minutes left in the day. Okay, it's going to be midnight soon. I was able to watch a horror movie. I watched Parents from 1989 earlier today. I had a blast with it. I feel like it dragged on quite a bit, but ultimately I had a great time, and I think like overall the whole visual picture of it was very stunning. I had a great time with the cinematography and the actors were great. Definitely a good horror movie for today. I also listened to over 70 minutes of the audiobook that I've been listening to, Everyone Here Is a Liar, or Everyone Here Is Lying, something like that. I did hit 10k steps before 12 a.m., which is great. The only thing that I am not going to be able to complete for today is finishing a whole horror book in one day. I am just about halfway through with Nowhere. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I don't want to like get more into it. Like I just want to keep reading it, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna keep reading this until I go to bed, honestly. If I end up finishing it before I go to sleep, I will count it as like a book I finished today, because sometimes the day ends for me at midnight, sometimes the day ends for me when I go to bed, whatever time that is. I'm sure that can be relatable to some people out there, but I definitely need to shower before going to bed. I'm just gonna read until I feel tired enough to go shower, and then you probably won't see me until tomorrow morning. Day 3 of Summerween was 3/4 of the way successful, and I'm happy enough about that, honestly. Good morning. It's day 4. I have some garbage with me. It's extremely hot. I was gonna go on a whole walk today, but the heat is just honestly too much. I might just do a little wrap around. So I'm going to listen to my audiobook and get the day started, getting some steps in and getting some time down on the audiobook. I wanted to show you all my outfit. Okay, it's officially lightning and thundering and raining really hard, so it's definitely time to go inside. It's raining so hard, I look full of rain, but really, bitch, I'm full of sweat. Okay, I'm in the final chapter of Nowhere, and then there's an epilogue, so I literally have 7 pages left. I'm gonna finish it right now, and then we can talk about this book. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, I literally have tears in my eyes. Like, that was so good. I am at war right now because this book was so good. Okay, I just finished Nowhere from Allison Gunn. Let me put the dust jacket on so it can be a little more familiar. Well, I talk about this. So, okay, we have the most memorable couple of all time. Okay, Allison Gunn knew that I was terrible with names, and she decided to name the couple in this book Rachel and Finn. Okay, like, I will never forget that now. Okay, I was considering doing like a spoilery little review for it, but I'm not going to. I definitely think that you should just go read this on your own because it was so freaking good. I just don't want to spoil it for anybody, honestly. Hey, editing Emma here. Unfortunately, right after I said this, I started talking about the book in a way that could be slightly spoilery, and I definitely don't want to spoil this book for anyone. I don't believe that I talk about anything that happens past like the 1/3 mark at the most. So just to be on the safe side, if you want to go into this book completely blind, I don't blame you at all. Go to this timestamp down below. I'm pretty much done talking about any intricate little things that happen throughout the very first 1/3 or to 1/4 of the book. I of course don't go into major detail or anything like that. It's just a little bit more information to help you understand the characters a little bit more. But like I said, if you want to go into this book completely blind, go to this timestamp, for real, for real. Anyone else, please enjoy my description of the book that I just read. That was so freaking good. So quite a while before this book starts, Finn had been going through a really hard time. He's kind of just down on his luck. He's kind of a washed up writer. He is just like not loving the town that his chief sheriff wife has brought him to. Okay, he's used to like a really kind of like upper middle class lifestyle in Richmond, Virginia, right outside DC, and his wife Rachel has asked that they move to Dalmouth in, is that in Virginia? I don't quite remember what state they're supposed to be in, but it's just like a cowpoke mountain Appalachia town. Okay, everyone is very considerate and aware of each other's property. Okay, you don't go on someone else's property lines. Like, they will shoot you if you go over to their houses without like a prompt notice. Okay, it's mountain people, all right? If you know, you know. He is just like not having a good time, and one night he is very drunk, and for a reason that I can't remember, because this incident is played out to us and explained to us throughout many different chapters throughout the book. Like, I feel like about halfway we finally find out everything that happens as it's being sprinkled along to us throughout the book. But he had put his two youngest children in the car, and I don't remember where they were going, but he was really drunk. He sees something in the road and he veers off and completely goes into the river. Okay, the car starts sinking. He's only able to save one child, and so the other child ends up dying. And this is like a crime that the mother, the wife Rachel, can never forgive. She is immediately angered by this. She is dealing with a repressed side of herself. She knows that she's gay. She was actually in a relationship with a woman before she met Finn, but she fell in love with Finn. She agreed to marry him even though she knew in her heart that she liked women more than she liked men. She just kind of gave into it. I think she was also pregnant at the time with their oldest, so it was just kind of like the stars were aligning. But as time goes on, she finds out that she has resented this marriage, and she resents her husband so much more ever since the child died in the car accident that he caused, right? They've been kind of like baiting each other a lot to get a reaction out of each other. They just have a really bad relationship at this point. Right at the beginning of the book, okay, she gets a call to go to the Wise's house, and the Wises, they are like the champion meth creators in the area. They're the Jesse and Walt of creating meth in this town. Okay, they get a call that two of the members of the Wise family are going crazy. She gets down there fully expecting them just to be like really high, of course, doing the things that they normally do. One of them is crying, like literally like shaking and crying on the floor, and the other, like the brother or whatever, had run off into the woods. And so he's crying, and she's like, what's going on? What kind of kerfuffle did you guys get into? And he's like, no, there's something in the woods. There's something in the woods. You'll know it when you see it. I'm not going back in there. I am terrified. And he's just like literally crying, like sobbing for help. She goes into the woods and she sees, it's the way that this horror is written is so good. It's so descriptive. She sees a really horrific scene of a man who has been pinned to a tree. There's just like, I won't go into the grotesque details because honestly, if you like horror, you will really enjoy reading it. I was like gripping my blanket, like biting my nails. Honestly, no, I have like a pile over here. I literally bit all my nails off finishing this book. But it's extremely graphic, but not in an overdone way. Like, it's not like, oh, every page is something really gross to listen to. Like, it's only like maybe 3 times in the whole book that we get extremely graphic, and I really appreciated that because it just brought the horror of this entity and this sense of nowhere that is about the book just so, it was so good and brought so like cleanly and freshly to the page. I just really had a great time with it. But anyway, she sees this man that has been pinned to a tree. There's just kind of been this like whole spirit that's been unlocked, especially when it comes to children. A lot of the children are getting coerced to go into the woods, and when they get out of the woods, they come out completely different. And then that child who has come out of the woods is like, it's kind of their job to bring in more children and everything. So the children are like slowly disappearing and slowly becoming weirder and wackier. You know, as the police chief, she gets a lot of these calls, my child's being weird, my child's being weird. Now suddenly her children start being weird. It all accumulates to a really great climax that I could see and feel so vividly. Like, honestly, Alison Gutt, this is her debut novel. I will happily pick up anything else that she writes. I think she killed this, knocked it out of the park. I'm trying to grapple if I want to give it 5 stars or 4 stars. Like, there's really nothing to complain about. I'm just trying to think back on like, does it deserve the 5-star rating that I love to give 5-star rating books? You know, I'm honestly, I'm leaning towards 5 stars if I'm going to be completely honest, because I just loved the atmosphere, and it's set in Appalachia. It all goes back to this Appalachian folklore that, like, if you grew up in Appalachia, if you grew up in the mountains, like your grandma told you these stories. Okay, it's very scary, very spooky. It hit home. It hit home for me. I've just had such a great time reading it, and I'm honestly sad that it's done. So the only thing I have left to do today, because I did listen to the audiobook for over an hour and I did hit my 10K steps already today, the only thing I have left to do is watch a horror movie, and I think I'm going to watch the oldest one from 1940 with Peter Lorre. I think it's called You'll Find Out. I'll put the poster up here, but I'm gonna watch that one, and then I'm gonna end out the day because that's the only thing I have left to do. Yeah, great book for this reading vlog. Honestly, like, if you love horror in any way, if you love like mountain folklore, like anything like that, like southern folklore, like pick this book up, seriously. Okay. Look at this cast. You're not even ready. Not only Peter Lorre and Bela Lugosi are in this movie, but wait, just wait. Boris Karloff is also in this movie. Yup.
That looks like it. What a beautiful spot for a murder.
Faces of those who have long since gone beyond.
I beg your pardon. I trust I haven't disturbed you.
But I never knew there were houses like this except in mystery books. That's where they belong, in mystery books. Of course, Jurgen doesn't look his part.
There's no cause for alarm, ladies. The bridge has been struck by lightning. I saw it from the window upstairs. Allow me to present Professor Carl Fenwick.
The way he just pops up. Yo, I love this moment so much. I'm literally cheesing so hard. I love Peter Lorre so much.
I owe you an apology.
An apology.
That face you saw at your window, it was mine.
Just a bunch of bodies plotting. Okay, I finished watching You'll Find Out from 1940. It was fun, okay? It was like a horror comedy from the 40s. It had something to do with Kay Kaiser, who I'd never heard of before. I had to look him up to know, like, what is his deal? Like, why is it called Kay Kaiser's Band and all this stuff? Like, I just didn't know. He was like a radio personality during the 30s and 40s. He had like a radio show with a lot of like musical numbers and comedians and funny stuff like that. So the basis of the story, it's kind of like meta a little bit. Kay Kaiser has his band, and they are celebrating this rich lady. I believe she's an heiress to something. They are celebrating her birthday, and her family has rented out this really big mansion for the birthday girl. Okay, so like all her friends are there, the band is there, they've rented out the band, like Kay Kaiser is there, like it's a big deal, right? Like they have the money to pay for Kay Kaiser. And turns out that the house that they have rented is extremely haunted. There are some other forces at play. There are people who are part of the household that may or may not actually be alive, that may or may not be there for a circumstance they're hoping to play off. I don't know, I don't want to give too much away, but there is a whole mystery involved. The house is great. There's a lot of really cool like hidden entrances, and you know, someone like flips over a board and they're in a new room. Someone accidentally presses a button and they're underground. There are a lot of fun elements about the house that I enjoyed. Of course, the cast is great, okay? Seeing Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, and Peter Lorre in a movie all together is just like, that's what movies were made for. Like really, that's the point of movies, is to put those three guys together in a movie. A horror comedy especially. I love horror comedy. They're so much fun. So that is the end of day 4. I have to go edit this video ASAP Rocky and put it up for you guys because it's getting late. Thank you so much for watching this second installment of Summerween. I've had a blast reading these books. Okay, Nowhere was a great book. It took me the 2 days to finish that, and it's okay. I watched 2 pretty good movies. Okay, Parents was fun, albeit a little slow. The cinematography and camera angles totally made up for it. I think that involving parents in like a horror movie is always going to be scary because that's something that we can all relate to. Like we all have parents that we may have been afraid of at one time or another. And then if you're put into the circumstances that this kid was in this movie, like it just makes them that much more terrifying. You'll Find Out was fun. Okay, it's the oldest movie on the list that I have up here. Only a couple more movies to go. Is that halfway? Is that 50%? I obviously can't see it right here, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will of course catch you in the next installment of Summerween, where we celebrate days 5 and 6. We're gonna read another book. We're gonna watch a couple more scary movies. I'm gonna listen to that audiobook more. Hopefully I can finish it pretty quickly. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, if you are a returning subscriber clicking on another video of mine, thank you so much for doing that. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've had a great time watching. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing so you don't miss any book or movie content that I make in the future. Of course, if you like this video, give it a like. Follow me on all my social media in the description down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!